Hello friends, hope you are doing good. Till now we discussed what is strategy, what is strategic intent, what is strategic management process. We also discussed tools used for internal and external factor evaluations and also discussed on GE9 cell matrix and BCG matrix which are used for business portfolio analysis. After all this, what is important for us is the strategy formulations. We also discussed there are three levels of strategy formulations, which is the second stage of strategic management process. In this video session, we will be discussing on business level strategies, which are also called as generic or competitive strategies. In the video of strategic management process, we discussed four stages of strategic management process, starting with formulation of strategic intent, that is the reason why strategies will be formulated by business organization. After the strategic intent formulation, the next step is doing the internal factor evaluations to understand whether the business organizations has developed significant strengths over their competitors or carrying some weaknesses. And after doing external factor evaluations, business organizations will be able to understand whether there are opportunities or threats in the external environment. And then the business organizations will go for formulation of strategies, which takes place in three levels. The first level of strategy formulation is the corporate level, where the strategic planning and decisions are taken by the top management. To support and to achieve these corporate level strategies, every different business or division, which we call a strategic business unit, will formulate strategies which will be different from one SBU to the other SBUs. These business level strategies are based on the industry factors and hence will help business organizations to develop competitive advantage and win over the competitors, and hence these business level strategies are also called as competitive strategies. Here you can see any strategic decision taken at the Tata group of companies by the top management will be the corporate level strategies. And to achieve this corporate level plan, the different SBUs of Tata group such as Tata Motors, Tata Capital, Tata Steel, Tata Consultancy Services and Tata Power, etc. will formulate their strategies, which we call as business level strategies, as each of these are separate businesses operating in different industries, and hence their strategic decisions will be different from one SBU to another SBU. These strategies will help business organizations to develop a competitive advantage in their respective industry, and hence they are called as competitive strategies. Now let us understand why business organizations are required to formulate strategies. In any industry, there are many companies which are competing with each other, and they are targeting to the same set of customers to fulfill their needs and wants by means of offering product and services which are closely related to each other, and depending upon the needs and wants of the customer and their value expectations, the customer will choose the products from any of these companies. And any company which can meet up the maximum customer expectations will be able to achieve their strategic intent, that is vision, mission, goals and objective. Every company operating in that industry wants to maximize their profitability, which is possible only if they have a competitive advantage by creating more and more value for their customer. And hence, to remain competitive and sustainable in the competitive environment, companies are required to formulate competitive strategies. Before formulation of strategies, we need to do the SWOT analysis. To evaluate the internal factors, that is the 5M resources, we have already discussed the various tools which are used, such as VRIO analysis tool, value chain analysis, capability factor ratings, economic value added, balance scorecard, etc., which will help the organizations to understand whether they are carrying strengths or weaknesses, and if there are strengths which are present with the organization, it will help the organizations to develop the competitive advantage over their competitors. Thus, it will help business organizations to understand whether they can achieve their goals and objectives or not. Similarly, organizations will also do external factor evaluations using Pestel analysis tool and Porter's 5 forces model of competition to understand whether there are opportunities for investment and growth of their business or there are threats in the industry. Based on that, they will able to understand whether the industry is attractive or unattractive. And after doing this internal and external factor evaluation, what comes is the formulation of competitive strategies. We have discussed value chain activities which will help business organizations to create value for their customers through product or services. Any business organization which can provide more value or which can create more value to their customers, it will result in more satisfied customer base, and this will help organizations to develop the competitive advantage. The customer's value expectations are low price, better quality or benefits, easy availability of the product or services, etc. This value chain analysis is introduced by Michael Porter. Similarly, Porter's 5 forces model is also suggested by Michael Porter, which is used for evaluating the industry attractiveness. We also have video sessions on these two topics. I am providing you the links of the same in the description for your reference. Here we will be discussing the generic, that is the competitive strategies, which are also introduced by Michael Porter. So Michael Porter suggested that business organizations can develop competitive advantage by formulating competitive strategies, and there are 3 types of generic strategies, that is competitive strategies. The first is low cost leadership. Here the business organizations can lower cost of their operations, cost of products, and the benefit of low cost can be provided to their customer by offering product or services at lower prices than their competitors without affecting to the quality of product as well as profitability of the organization. The second type of generic strategy suggested by Michael Porter is the differentiation strategy, where the business organizations can provide better product or services than the competitors in terms of its quality, functionality, availability, design, performance, after sales services, etc., which will help these business organizations to attract more customers and thus competitive advantage. And with the differentiation strategies, business organizations can charge higher prices of their product to the customers, which will help them to earn more profits and can also help them to survive and win over the competition. The third generic strategy is focus strategy. Here Michael Porter suggested to target a specific segment of customer and by means of creating a niche market. Here there are 2 types of focus strategies. One is the focus low cost and the second one is the focus differentiation. Let us discuss these strategies one by one in the upcoming slides. Let us first understand how organizations can develop low cost leadership strategies using the value chain analysis. Value chain activities are those activities with which every business organization tries to create value for their customer so that the customers will be satisfied, happy, and will buy the product or services repeatedly from the same business organization. Any company which can create more value for their customers will develop a competitive advantage and thus will be able to earn maximum profit and survive in the competitive environment. I have already discussed the value chain activities in my earlier video session, of which the link is provided in the description for your reference. Let us understand value chain analysis or value chain activities in brief again. Every business organization which is competing in the industry will have their own value chain with which they will be creating value for their customer and competing with their competitors. To win over the competitors, the business organizations are required to design their value chain in such a way that they should able to control the cost or they should able to improve the quality or performance of their product better than any of their competitor. If you look at the value chain activities as suggested by Michael Porter, here there are 5 important activities which the business organizations are carrying out for creating value for their customer, starting from inbound logistics. Second is the operations, third is outbound logistics, fourth is the sales and marketing, and fifth is the after sales services. All these activities are interdependent and interconnected with each other, and every activity adds value to the final product. The inbound logistics activity ensures availability of material or inputs for the operation process to produce the final product. Inbound logistics starts with identification of suppliers who should able to supply the same quality and required quantity of materials every time so as to produce the same quality of finished products every time. This is the important activity which is part of inbound logistics that adds value by making available right quantity, right quality of material at the right price, at the right time and at the right place. Once the supplier is identified, then negotiation with the supplier is another important activity of inbound logistics which will add value by ensuring consistent quality of material every time and at a fixed pre-decided lowest possible rate of the material as well as for the timely delivery of the material, which will ensure demand and supply to the customer, resulting into customer satisfaction. Then the purchase department has to place orders of required materials to the supplier, then following with the supplier for timely delivery of the materials. Once the materials are received at the plant, procurement of the material is another important activity of inbound logistics, so that quantity and quality check of materials can be done. All these individual activities will ensure right quality and right quantity of materials are received, so that right quality of finished products can be produced for the customers and thus value can be created for the customers. The materials received at the plant must be then handled properly and stored in the store department to maintain its quality until it is converted into finished product. That means every sub activity of inbound logistics is adding value to the final product. Similarly, in case of operations where the materials are converted into finished product is again a value addition or value creation activity. Once the finished products are produced, they are required to be packaged to be distributed to the market in the demanded quantity, in the desired quality and at the desired time and desired place through outbound logistics activity. Once the product reaches in the market, the marketing and sales activities will add value to the final product by means of effective communication and helping customers to decide on their purchase of product or services. Some product category also require to provide after sales services. Timely delivery of after sales services at lowest possible cost will also ensure value creation for the customer. That means here every activity in the value chain is contributing in creating value, and also it involves cost to each of these activity. That means all the activities which are being carried out under inbound logistics, operation, outbound logistics, sales, marketing, after sales services, it involves the cost, and any activity which is non-value adding activity should be eliminated by the company, so that the cost involved onto those activities can be also eliminated without affecting the quality of final product as well as maintaining or improving the quality or performance of the final product. So activity based costing method is used here to analyze and understand the cost involved on each of the activity, and then eliminating non-value adding activities will help us to control the cost of product or cost of overall production to the company. As we know, value is equal to benefits received by the customers divided by cost paid by the customer. If any business organization wanting to increase value for their customer, then they should provide more benefits to their customer, more than the customer's expectation and more than their competitors, or at the lower cost than the competitors. The low cost strategy will help business organizations to sell their products at lower prices than the competitors, and hence the organizations can sell more than the competitors and can become leaders in the market. This is simply the low cost leadership strategy, where the customers expect to get quality product, good performance and at lower prices than the competitors. And if the organizations want to provide better quality product, better performance, better design or better after sales services than the competitors, this is nothing but the differentiation strategy by the business organization. Thus, value chain analysis or value chain activities will help organizations to develop the competitive advantage by means of creating value for their customers, either by differentiation or by low cost to the customers. Let us understand each of the generic strategy with suitable example, starting with low cost leadership. As we discussed in the earlier slides, to have the low cost leadership strategy for developing competitive advantage, organizations can evaluate and design their value chain activities, and by using activity based costing method, eliminating the non value added activities and thus lowering the cost of operations and cost of production. This lower cost of product than the competitors can allow business organization to sell their products to their customers at lower prices than the competitors, and this will help business organizations to sell more and earn more profits than the competitors. If you look at the success story of DMart and Walmart, They design their value chain activities in such a way that they are procuring all the products directly from the producers and manufacturers in bulk quantities, and by eliminating the distributors or middlemen, they can save on cost. Thus, this cost saving is helping these companies to sell their products at lower prices than the market price. Also, DMart do not invest much on their infrastructure and can save on cost, which is also helping DMart to manage their profitability. Similarly, if you look at the example of Reliance Jio, when they introduced their 4G network services in India in 2016, that time all other network service provider companies were charging rupees 250 around for 1 GB of data package for 3G technology. Reliance used a differentiation strategy by introducing better technology, that is 4G network, as well as with a low cost leadership strategy by providing 4 GB of 4G data per day literally free of cost. This helped the company to gain a competitive advantage and to become leader in the market. Similarly, Amazon India is also using both differentiation strategy by selling local and global quality brands and directly purchasing in the bulk from companies and selling their products to the customers at discounted prices lower than the market price and become successful. Similarly, you can take example of Xiaomi, who are selling their phones and TV sets with the low cost leadership strategy in India as well as on global platform. Let us understand the differentiation strategy. Business organizations are required to make changes in their value chain activities for producing product and services of better quality, performance, design, etc. better than their competitors. The customer should be able to find and compare the difference between available products and services. If a customer is getting more value due to differentiation, they will not bother about the cost, that is price of the product. Hence, business organization can sell their product and services at premium prices and will be able to make more profits than the competitors. Here we can take example of Johnson & Johnson baby products. They are the global leaders due to quality and variety of products with trust to the moms. This is the differentiation strategy used by Johnson & Johnson. Similarly, Mahindra's introduction of its Thar is yet another example of differentiation strategy, which is in highly competitive Indian automobile industry. The design and the performance of the Thar made it a successful SUV in Indian market. McDonald's consistency in quality and service, iPhone from Apple, Royal Enfield, Nykaa, etc. are few more examples of successful differentiation strategies. In case of focus strategy, the business organizations can target the specific segment of the customer either through differentiation or through low cost leadership strategy. In case of focus differentiation, business organizations can offer premium quality offerings and positioning of their products to the selective segment of customer instead of targeting to the large customer base. For example, Saffola from Marico is targeted to the customer who are health conscious and want to buy cooking oil which will keep their heart healthy. The product is positioned for the selected segment of the customers and by creating a niche market. Titan is a trusted brand in watches, whereas Titan Raga is a premium designer watch for selected segment of the customers which offers better looks, designs, etc. Another example of focus differentiation could be the Pepper Pot, targeting their juices by positioning to urban health conscious customers on natural drinks. Harley Davidson bikes are yet another examples of focus differentiation strategy. Lastly, it is focus low cost strategy where optimum quality of products are offered to the selected segment of customers at lower prices. Here we can take example of Nirma washing powder, which is an age-old brand and still being sold and demanded in the highly competitive market where Surf Excel, Tide, Reen, etc. are marketed. The other example of focused low-cost strategy we can mention here are Kevin Care's Chic Shampoo, Hero Motors HF Deluxe Bike, Godrej No. 1 soap, as well as the low-budget TVs from Sansui, Kodak, Woo, etc. So if you look at the industry life cycle and the various stages of industry life cycle, which generic strategy will be more suitable on these different stages of industry life cycle, that we will understand here. In the embryonic stage or in the introduction stage, where the customers are unaware about the product and hence the companies should target to the selected segment of the customer with the help of focus differentiation strategy. Once the product's demand gets started, it also begins with the sales and generation of the profit. The organizations should look for the differentiation strategy so that they will able to develop the competitive advantage and can protect their existing customer base and sales from the existing competition or expected competition. If the product is on the maturity stage where the sales have become stagnant, then the company should go for low cost leadership strategy. And when the products are on a declining stage, then the company should look for focused low cost leadership strategy. I hope you have understood what are competitive strategies and how competitive strategies like low cost leadership, differentiation and focus strategies will help business organizations to develop the competitive advantage, and how value chain analysis helps business organizations to develop competitive strategies and competitive advantage. In my next video session, we will be discussing on the corporate level strategies. Stay connected. Thank you.